Fanfic Corner, presented by Jennifer. The Silvergrove Ballet and Katolis Symphonics, Part 2. It's not as glamorous as it looks. Behind the makeup and the hair and the sequin chiffon dresses, Rayla's feet are blistered and bandaged, and her knee is weak from years of pushing herself too hard. She hides the rigid strapping tape under her tights, and her pointed shoes keep her bloody toes out of sight. And if Callum were anyone else, he might not see the little flashes of pain in her eyes when she lands a little less gracefully than she intends, or twists a little more than she would like. No one else knows about it. Her performance smile is too practiced and too professional to betray her. Callum's fairly certain that the only other person on the SBC aware of the injuries she's accumulated over the years is Ruan, and that's only because he's her coach. It doesn't matter. The end conclusion is still the same. She works too hard, rehearses too much, pushes too far. Inwardly, Callum wishes she wouldn't. But she wouldn't be Rayla if she did any less. He plays for her when she rehearses her solos sometimes. And they've been friends long enough that she allows him to tape her knee up more than once. He's done it a bunch now, but his hands still shake when his fingers brush her bare skin. There's just something intimate about it. Something that borders on more than what they are. That's what he's doing today. Opening night for Chapala is still weeks away yet, but Rayla spent every spare moment in Marianne's studio practicing her solo that Callum knows her routine by heart. He could play it blindfolded, probably. His sheet music is so covered in notes about where she pauses and holds and leaps and lands that he can pretty much picture her solo when he practices it on his own. She's been working so hard on it, it's only fair he does the same. That's why he's been ignoring the dull pain in his wrist. He's been going over runs too often, and it hurts when he bends it a certain way, but that's nothing compared to the blisters on Rayla's toes, so he pushes on, hiding his winces in the tilt of his violin. But now he's strapping her knee, and she's got a foot resting against his thigh, and she's so close, too close for him to pretend his wrist doesn't hurt as he tears the tape off the roll. She quirks her head at him. What's wrong? Callum flushes. It's nothing, he murmurs, anchoring the tape against her thigh. Don't even worry about it. Rayla snorts. Of course she does. She's familiar enough with aches and sprains that she knows one when she sees one, and he's been foolish to think he could hide this from her. Try again. Callum can't help the rueful chuckle that slips from his lips. My wrist is getting a little sore, he admits quietly. He focuses on his work to keep her from seeing the red blooming in his cheeks. It happens sometimes. Nothing some paracetamol won't fix. Or you could take it easy. Rayla gives him a look not unlike the ones he gives her sometimes when she's being stubborn about practicing a turn when she shouldn't. It makes him laugh. I mean, I say the same to you, but you don't listen. Not the point. She purses her lips and catches his hand as he finishes up. Let me. Callum's breath hitches. Shh, I'll be quick. She is. Her movements are brisk as she takes the tape from him to strap his wrist in turn. Loose tendrils of her hair brush against his skin as she works, her fingers gentle and just as graceful as the rest of her. And Callum's throat goes dry, his heart thumping so loudly at her touch that for a moment he's afraid she might hear it. But then she's done, and she draws her hand away, her eyes turned downwards, her cheeks a light shade of pink. You can't play if you damage that, she murmurs. He lets out a laugh, despite himself. You can't dance if you hurt your knee anymore. She smiles at him. Touché, I guess.